Hey guys, Tristan with Paint Bid Ninja here. Today I'm going to be discussing why you should be using production rates for your painting business. So I know from speaking with a lot of different contractors that there are quite a few people out there that simply take the footprint of a house and then multiply that in order to find the price. Multiply that by some number in order to get and arrive at their price. And it may be because they do a lot of similar jobs. And if you do a lot of similar jobs, maybe this works fine for you. But it's definitely going to be a problem if you do have unique houses that you're going to be quoting. So take, for example, this house and compare it to this house. Hard to say based on the picture alone which house is bigger because this one does have a lot of awnings, but maybe it's a bigger house. Either way, they're drastically different in terms of what you would need to be painting on them. So, for example, on this house, you would have to do a takeoff for the shingle siding, which looks like it's previously painted. And then there's a stucco by the looks of it in between on the white there, as well as some wood trim. But it looks pretty basic in its color scheme, only two colors, so that keeps things pretty easy. Although there would be a third paint product. There would be likely a semi-gloss or gloss on the trim, more likely a semi-gloss, probably a flat white on the stucco, and maybe some sort of solid stain. It looks like more like a paint actually, flat paint or satin paint on the shingles. And then whereas on this house, you have all these railings, which you would definitely need to take those off and account for how long you think those would take. You have steps. We got to determine whether or not we're painting the deck surface. And then definitely all these large porch ceilings would be a consideration. Plus we have to take into account how long it would take to access those dormers and do that safely. So entirely different projects. And in order to get an understanding of the exact amount of time to budget for each, it would be important to take off the exact measurements of the paintable surfaces and separate those out, and then do the math in order to give you the number of hours. Same thing on an interior. I wanted to show you, for example, this interior. It's got crown molding. There's a mantle, and then here we have wainscoting. So if you're just simply taking your floor space and then multiplying it in order to determine a price and not measuring again every paintable surface and doing the math based on the rate standards for that specific substrate, or in this case, like the substrate would be the wainscoting and then the drywall above that, you should be getting different results for each, and it isn't really super compatible. Granted, you could multiply by a higher amount because you see wainscoting, but it's very difficult to quantify that in an accurate way at scale. It's going to be more kind of playing Russian roulette, whereas if you actually took off every surface, measured it, understood how long or how much a painter can complete in an hour via a production rate, and then applied those production rates, you will get an exact number of hours, and then you can convert that into an accurate price. So definitely consider that. This example would be just based on the fact that it's such a high ceiling. You know, you're not gonna, yes, you can have again a rate multiplier for that, but again, you're gonna have to apply a production rate or add access hours for some sort of situation like this. Likely what we would do in this case is we would do a full takeoff of all of the square footage of walls, and then we would apply one production rate to those walls. But we would be taking into account that there are higher ladder placements, and then we would do more itemized production rates for the shelving and the mantle and any window frames. And then depending on if we were painting those top rails, probably do a linear rate of some sort. So let me know if you have any questions on production rate quoting, and if you'd like to try a free trial with Paint Bid Ninja, which includes production rates in the starter pack. So don't hesitate to reach out, and I would love to help you make sure that you are quoting accurately. Thanks again. Bye-bye.